Hi, I'm Construction Gamer. In today's episode of Midlands to London, we're going to be finishing off the Oxford build that we started in the last episode. We're going to be building up to Oxford Parkway and up to, what is it called? It is the Cotswold line. We're going to be building that junction as well. So we're going to hopefully get quite a little bit done in this episode. In the last episode, we built Oxford railway station itself and the bridge and a little bit of the Thames. I was querying the location of the Thames given like the way my map looks, and it does appear as if the Thames does actually, upon coming out of Reading to the west, does head like northwesterly for a little bit, so we might be able to get away with it without it seeming ridiculous. And I might also build a little bit more of the Thames, because I don't know, well, I'm assuming then the Great Western main line has to cross the Thames somewhere else, because I've got the Thames coming down here. I just kind of put it down here, didn't really think too much of it, so I might actually finish off the Thames, and I need to revisit the Great Western main line as well, just to give it a little bit of detail. And then once I've done that, I think I'll do another cab ride on the Great Western, because we haven't been on this for quite some time. I haven't really done that much detailing, so it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, let's put it that way. I have got a train on that route. That was just literally for the purpose of taking screenshots, so we can get rid of that now. Just a test. Oh no, don't do that. Can I not manage it anymore? What have I done there? Let's just go. I want you to disappear into the ether. So we'll get rid of all of this track here that we put in, because we don't need that anymore. Yeah, and we've got a line as well that needs to be deleted. Don't need that for now. It's not, we haven't even got down to Didcot yet, so that's not much point having trains on it. Oxford is still in place. I'm just keeping it there just as a little bit of a placeholder for now. So what we want is some track. We don't want any catenary on it because it's not electrified yet. That's a question, is it? So I'm assuming, because is it electrified to Oxford under the Great Western Main Line modernisation programme? I can't remember. I should know this, but I can't remember off the top of my head if it is electrified up to Oxford or not. But obviously we're in 2002 at the minute, so we don't really need to worry too much about that. I will just have to double check. So first things first, we just want our main lines, our 4 tracks coming out of Oxford. Fairly straightforward, I think. Just 4 tracks. Just as a starting point, it's relatively straight, and it just kind of does that. And then obviously we've got the tracks for the bay platforms, so we'll chuck that in there and another one in there. I think that's about right-ish. And then it appears as if we've got a diamond crossing, which is sort of unusual because it's on the actual mainline tracks themselves, so you don't normally get those outside of London Underground, or maybe Crossrail has diamond crossovers, but that's what Open Rail Maps is telling me is on the track, so we'll put it in place. Not entirely sure why it needs to be a diamond crossing, because we've got that switch there anyway, so yeah, don't know. So after that we've got a switch from, it appears to be that track coming down, maybe a little bit further back, so up to about here. No, that doesn't want to do anything. Can I just put a junction in, please? 60, yeah, I think I'll take 60, and then another section again with a 60 on there. Yeah, I would have expected, if that's got a diamond crossing in, to have switch coming down there. Perhaps it has. I'm just gonna have a quick look. Okie dokie, so it looks a little bit different on Google Earth than it does actually on Open Rail Maps. So there is actually in fact a switch around here, which I would expect. And then there's another one that comes down, is there? Yeah, so basically there's 3 I call them like steps, step down basically, something a bit like that. So you can go from, that'll be a down, not sure if it's down fast or down slow, but basically means you can come out the bay platform and go onto the down. But I don't think actually this little bit of track merges into the side, according to Google Earth, or Google Maps rather. That just kind of dead ends. So that diamond crossing, maybe that diamond crossing makes a little bit of sense now. Is there another switch? Yeah, there's another switch. I have actually got that in my drawing. That's obviously if you're coming off the platform about there and then into there like so. So far, so good. So right, we got continue these on for a little bit. On to drawing number 2. Oh no, not on to drawing number 2 yet. So continue that track out a little bit. So we've got the continuation of 4 tracks, I think. And then we've got the tracks here which are going to go off towards Oxford Parkway. So coming off here, we've got a switch. I think I'll make this nice and fast. 70, that'll do, and then continue that along for a little bit, and then starts to head off 70, 80, that's, yeah, I think we'll take 75 is probably fast enough. and then another bit of track, and then this basically merges in. No, it doesn't then. All right, merges in from there like so. That's good. And then we've got a switch around here like so. So it's got a short section of wrong line running there just before it heads off towards Parkway, and then the track does actually diverge off. Actually, no, I'll keep that in, and then I'll put a section of track alongside, and I think about here it just kind of disappears off and does its own thing. It's not like right alongside the other sections of track, but we'll make sure that's reasonably fast. And yeah, that's more than fast enough, something a bit like that. Now we're on to drawing 2. So I think, actually, having said I was going to keep Oxford, I'm just going to get rid of that, and then we will replace it at some stage, and then just get the track in. So we've got this track which goes off, and then it starts to head towards, actually, where is Banbury's? Over there. I think Banbury's probably a little bit further north, so let's, pretty sure it starts to head towards like King Sutton, Banbury, so twin track. So this will be, is this the main line service, is it? Or does Chiltern's main line services go via Bicester? Don't know, another thing we're gonna have to research. I'm pretty sure I have got that mapped actually. I should know where that's going. Right, so a bit of track, and then this just merges into the side of that one, of the down line. No, definitely doesn't do it like that. No, it doesn't. Right, 3 tracks. That's what's that? That's an up, is it? And then this track comes back in and then merges into the, I don't know what that would be at that stage, to worry. And then we've got this 3rd track. Got a switch there, haven't I, which I don't need. Get rid of the U because you're in the wrong place. So just after the merging of the down into the up. No, they'd probably be too. No, there's a pair of downs, isn't it? Ignore me. And then obviously the up splits off into 2 then. That's it's nice and straightforward. I don't know why I'm making it complicated. It's pairs of up downs, isn't it? So not to worry. And then get this track off towards Banbury, King Sutton, and then Banbury, but I don't know if I'm going to be building King Sutton. I think I should probably build a station because it's a long old trek up to Banbury, isn't it? It's not, it look a bit boring in the cab rides. And then we've got this section off here, the Cotswold line, which goes off somewhere. I don't know, is this an active line? Something a bit like that. So far so good. And then you're heading off at a reasonable speed towards, no you're not. So back to me drawing number 1. We'll get onto Oxford Parkway in a minute, but we just want to get this track in here, and then I need to lift the surface up a little bit, the terrain about there, then flatten it, something a bit like that, and then I need to plonk a roundabout on it. So street construction, roundabout, number of lanes 2, radius 10. Yeah, that'll do. Just plonk you there, I guess. And then I think what I'll do is I'll just flatten this terrain off, maybe boost the strength up a little bit, just flatten this off here. And you are going to cross, so you are the A46, you want to be crossing, actually no, this needs to, so right, you've got the A46 kind of comes down here, so I need to just adjust this track a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but I'm just trying to go for accuracy, so we'll continue with this section of track along a little bit, get rid of this, make sure that's looking all right, I think it is, and then continue the 3rd track section, and then we'll merge into the side. So what's that, 70? That's more than fast enough, I think. And then we'll just merge this into there. 65 I will take. Good. Right, okie dokie. So we've got, that needs to be a little bit higher as well. That's going to be interesting. So we'll flatten this off, all of this, and then we'll get our tracks in a little. It's only a short tunnel, which it's not letting me have. I would have thought that would be more than high enough for a tunnel. Right, maybe a little bit higher then. Don't want to go too high because we have got to get a road underneath another road at this point, so we'll chuck on that round. This looks really high, so let's maybe have that down and then a little cheeky tunnel like that. That'll do, I think. And then what we'll do is we'll take the height of the road itself and we'll just try and smooth that off a little bit, although it's not really letting me on the tunnel portals. I'll have to that's, yeah, smooth, thank you, good. Right, smooth this off as well. So you're done. You want to be next, you want to be a street, I want to be one of them. Obviously we're not building kind of motorways with this. I know the A46 isn't a motorway anyway, but we're not building fully grade separated like roads and stuff like that. We are just literally building flat. So actually I think what I want to do is, what do I want to do? Good question. Right, so we'll get this road in here. So this is a bit of the A40 comes off. Yeah, you're all right. And then you want to, I think what we'll do is if you come down, that will do. If I press N, it doesn't really matter too much what this road looks like. Obviously it needs to be fairly decent from track level, but yeah, we need to put that in first, that across there, and then we've got our basis for the A40. Right, the next thing is we need a road coming off another section of A40. Now this would be a grade separated junction, highway, motorway roundabout at this stage, but we're not going to be able to do that. So what we're going to do instead is just go, oh, are we? Oh, I did that thing where, no, maybe that's a little bit too ambitious doing it in one foul swoop. So we'll do it in 2 little bits. Why are you trying to create a pillar there? This is going to be a relative, I think the A46 is a relatively new bypass, isn't it? So we'll chuck in concrete. Why is it doing it all the way to there? Just to there. Just a small little, why is it like all or nothing? Right, so from, maybe if we flatten the terrain, that might actually encourage it just to build a little bridge over the A4. It's all I want, just a little bridge. Maybe if I do the same over here as well, just encourage that to build a bridge over that eventually, but we'll do the 2 bits. So we'll do this bit first. Maybe if I just raise it ever so slightly, and then concrete bridge, which is that one. Don't need any pillars or anything, I don't think, because we can always just come in with those later on. And having said that, I want to delete all of this that I've just put in. Delete the A40, so we'll have a completely straight bridge across there, back to concrete. I mean, I don't really need to go to town on this, but I just want it to be, reasonably accurate, and then it curves kind of a little bit like that, or maybe if we have a little bit of curve on there, yeah, that works actually, and then a bit of a bigger curve on there like so, and then just this starts to run alongside the track as it goes off towards Oxford Parkway. Good, so that's in place. A little bit more of a curve, tiny little bit of a curve, and then we will flatten this off. And then just a little bit of a curve there to about there. So, it really doesn't make a huge amount of difference. And then another bridge, assuming again, this obviously the A46 is a modern bypass, so we'll go with concrete over the railway. Concrete, no pillars. Something a little bit like that, which is right up to the railway side. I don't like that. But what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit of tracking, and it's done the same on that side as well. So a little bit of a curve. No, that's definitely straight. Curve, straight bridge, concrete again. Where are you? Pillarless concrete. Take you, and then get rid of that track there. Just it gives us a little bit, so we're not fouling the tracks with any of the walls we eventually put in place. It's a little bit rubbish. It's looking rubbish, isn't it? Let's try it again. So I think what we'll do is I'm saying this doesn't really matter too much, but I'm putting a lot of effort into it, aren't I? So we'll do a bridge across on a little bit of an angle. Maybe if we just raise it a little bit and then do that, and then I think it just looked a little bit rubbish. Bit of a curve, yeah, and then a little bit more of a curve. That needs to be on the flat because we're going to have a junction there. Yeah, this is where it'd be a grade separated junction, but I'm not doing that, so we're just going to be putting a junction in here to connect that up. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a curve in there now, and I think we'll probably just end up with this going straight across, and that's done it how I want it actually that time. So straight across there, no messing about, and that is one of them. That's not the road we want. We want a nice big wide road. Is that fouling the track? If I put in a wall, assets, retaining wall, what should I do? Plus 9, concrete 10, just alongside there. That's plenty of room to have like an abutment in it. That'll work, that's all fine. Same here, that's all fine, that's all good. That's connected up to that, and then this wants to go off towards Oxford eventually. Well, at this point it probably would be like in Oxford, because Oxford kind of comes all the way up here and stuff, mostly round to the east of the station, I think, but it does encircle the station, I think. That's looking a real mess, but not to worry. Next thing is we want some more track coming off, and then we're on to drawing number 3, my very high-tech drawing. So we'll have Oxford Parkway around here. We'll just have those tracks just coming onto the level. Nothing particularly fancy about Oxford Parkway Station. Obviously it is a new station, it was built after 2002, but we are going to be building it now. I think we'll have it as an NL, we'll have it 160. 2 tracks, high speed, no catenary, and then just straight onto there like that. And figure maybe, because I think I've been doing 160 plus a segment, haven't I, for the Chilterns line, just to make sure it's long enough. So I think we'll just do that again. Track, high speed, no catenary, like that's straightforward. And then it is MISC, is it? Just a little bit of a simple overpass. And then maybe just I think there's a shelter in the middle, and then platform. This platform here, the southern platform, has a little bit of platform like extension on it. So we'll go with, what is it? Nope, 10 meters, 20, 10. No, so we're going to go something like that. Just put a little bit of an extension onto there, just for show more than anything, because this platform is a little bit longer, but it's not quite a full segment longer. And then we need to just go back to, so this is Oxford Parkway. You need to go back to configuring this, and then we want passenger buildings, and we want these more modern ones on here. So we'll do something like that, one of them, and then maybe one of them either side. It's not a huge building, but it is like a more modern building. That's Oxford Parkway. So then we've got this runs basically alongside. Just need to check kind of what height. Yeah, so the 46 just basically runs alongside, maybe a little bit more space at the same level, a bit like that, and then we'll just join, get rid of you, join you back up a little bit like that, put that road back in to connect, because it might get used by something. I'm not entirely sure. It's going to go to Bicester and that's about it, but it might get used by vehicles, so we'll put it in. And then we want a road. Yes, we do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how this actually, it is, no, it does go to a little kind of bit of land, but I don't think we're going to be able to get away with that, are we? Or are we? Collision? No. Let's try the retaining. Why has that only got one side? The only problem is with this, maybe I tap it down a little bit actually. No, collision. Collision. Well, that should be more than high enough. Right, okie dokie. We will do this on a little bit of an angle, is it? Right, so something like that. Can I get an arch bridge in here? Not without having a pillar in the middle of the railway. Right, let's try that again. We've got one side. I'd like two sides, please. Something like that. Now, oh damn, a little bit of a pillar almost worked. I want a pillar on each side. They don't like being at angles really, do they? The arch bridges, the stone arch bridges, because the spans really aren't that great, but I think we'll take that. Now, hopefully I can put this road in without it kind of destroying the bridge. I put in embankment, drop this down, a little bit of road, and then there's a road that connects up. Now this bit, there's a tiny slip of land here, but I don't think we're going to get it in, so we'll just chuck in another piece of concrete bridge. That's steel, concrete pillarless. Yeah, it hasn't wrecked the stone arch bridge, so that's fine. So we'll just chuck that in there, and then I don't know where this is going to go somewhere eventually on an embankment, something a bit like that. And then this wants to go in towards Oxford direction, so that's all crossed there. And the next thing we want is huge parking bay. No, that was something like, no, it's best with the parking, it's best to put the roads in first, isn't it? So we'll have a road. Alright, let's just check the height of that, because I want it to be obviously the same height as the station. Just give that a little bit of a lift. It's a parkway, so it needs a big car park, obviously. Right, so bit of road like so. Actually, we'll have this going round, because there does appear to be a road like that, and that just helps protect the ends of the roads. And then can we just chuck a big car park in? It does give us a little bit of a horrible crooked angle. Yeah, I think we'll have to live with that. And then we may as well put kind of one more in, should we? And maybe a little bit more coming off here. And then I think what I'll do is have just some concrete pavement. I know there's already a tendril, I think, linking that, but I'd just like a little bit extra connecting up. Are they joined? Appears to be, doesn't it? It's showing us there's just no like connections from that to that. Never mind. And then we'll get rid of you, and then have a little bit of road. Any particular road, just anything. Going from the car park into that road there, and that's all fine. I think what we want to do around here is we want a little bit of road past the railway station, and I think I will do the same. I'll have a pavement. I do like this pavement mod, although the only thing I would like is if you could make the pavements actually wider. That would be lovely. We'll just have that connected up to that road there. And then what should I do? I think just have this A40. We'll have it as this player ownership yes to about there. Why are you trying to go like dip down? You don't need to do that. Right, so you can come down to about there. You can come in as well. And what I think I'll do is I'll just get this road, no player ownership this time. I don't know why it's obsessed with kind of dipping into the ground. I know it's trying to make as smooth a curve as possible, but it's just not necessary. And then I don't know if there's a road bridge crossing the Thames. There probably ought to be, shouldn't there? And that's all fine. Is there a road bridge actually crossing the Chilterns line? Not to the north. There is a little bit of a road. Should we put it in? It's more of a farm track than an actual bridge, but I think we'll just put it in anyway. So 1, 2, 3, and then a couple of bits, maybe a couple more bits. Just chuck that in there. Girder bridge, I think, something a bit like that. Straight across there. Player ownership, yes. Just don't want the game too much slope. Really, that bridge is a little bit high. Never mind. Right, so you can come down about there, can you? Good. Over to you. Connect that up, and this bit does give you a little bit of a weird juncture, but not to worry. And then there is actually supposed to be a bridge here, so Yeah, let's get rid of that switch and then get rid of this track. Hopefully I can remember where the switch is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, straight across there. Now it does, hopefully, I think it does allow you to build switches on girder bridges, doesn't it? So we'll chuck that in there. That's a path. It's not even a path, it's a track. It's a platform. Right, now you definitely want to be tracked. Across to there. Do I have, I've already forgotten what this looked like. I'm guessing this, building different bridges. Don't know why you're doing that either. Can I just have a single bridge, please? Join that together then. Right, so you do that, and then this across there, and then I think this will have to be on a bridge, and then it'll have to merge in the side, and then there is a switch, isn't there? Can I build, you can't, but you can build switches on, you can normally build switches on bridges, but you can't like cross, so that's going to be really slow, isn't it? That's the only problem with that. Can I just get away? It's to be quite well within the bridge as well, so yeah, unfortunately that switch is going to be a bit slow, but that's just what we're going to have to do. And then what I'll do, get rid of a little tiny bit of road, get rid of that, and then bring this up as quick as possible. Have this straight road across there, link that up like so, and then just another little bit of road. Yeah, there's not a great deal going on actually to the west of Oxford, of the actual station. There's a little bit of development and stuff like that, but the main kind of part of the city is that way. Yeah, there's no real bridges either across the Thames as far as I can see. There must be sort of bridge somewhere, but there's no like main bridge. I think there's a little bit of a tiny bridge, but it doesn't seem to do much. I just wanted to get a little bit of road in anyway. Right, get this in. This appears to go to a dead end anyway, but we will build it. And then what we'll do is we'll go town, we'll go small, I think, and then we'll just chuck it in, see what it does. Oxford. Good. Right, so it's not particularly big. Hopefully it should grow a little bit. I don't really want to do medium towns, obviously, because I don't really want to put too much stress on my PC, as always, but I think we'll go with that. And I think what I'll do, I can't see the game trying to build this far out of the centre, but we'll go player ownership of that. We will take ownership of that as well. We'll upgrade this to motorway just to make that a little bit faster. Back to that, we will take ownership of that as well, so we own that. That's good. And we will also, although the game doesn't usually tend to mess around with dual carriageways, but I'll take ownership of that anyway. It's not the end of the world. It's not like a huge cost. It's not right we're worrying about money. So there we are. We've got Oxford, and yeah, we've got to build down towards Didcot Parkway, do something around there, and then obviously off towards Bicester. So I think what I'll do, like I did with the West Coast Main Line, I think I will build most of the Chilterns line towards well, all the way up towards Leamington Spa, and then I'll release the next save file. So it's going to be a few episodes yet until I release the save file, but I like to have kind of a big section of track built before I release the game save. So like the last episode, I've got a lot of work to do with regards to detailing around here, and I've still got to build Wolverhampton North Junction. That's another job I need to do, but we've got quite a bit done in this episode, so I'm quite pleased with that. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Say until next time, bye bye.